You get me fired up.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Sevim and we are practicing AWS together. We are playing Cloud Quest and this time I'm in data analyst role. So what we are going to do is the task will be data lakes, and let's see what the problem is. I'm storage administrator for a small e-commerce store. We have noticed a high amount of customers abandoning certain products in their shopping chart. On a consistent basis, this causes us to have to delete these records from our database to save storage space. The IT manager asked me to find a cost-effective storage solution to store these records. On top of that, we want to run an analysis on this data to summarize which products are being abandoned at the highest rate so that we can offer discount to our customers to increase sales. Would you be able to help? Yes, you can create a data lake in Amazon S3 as your storage solution. From there, you can create a big backend application to export the abandoned records into S3. A second data processor application will read the records, aggregate them, and write the aggregated data to the data lake. For the discount, you can create a promotions application that will further aggregate and sort the data to help you identify the top products being abandoned by each customer. That's a lot of unpack there. First, what is the data lake and how does it work on Amazon S3? Data lake is a centralized repository that you can use to store all the structured and unstructured data at any scales. You can store your data as is and run different types of analytics on it to guide better decisions. Amazon S3 is optimal for a data lake because it's virtually unlimited scalability and high durability. S3 also integrates with Lambda, AWS Lambda. You can process event notifications from S3 through Lambda, such as when an object is created or deleted from a bucket. This is interesting. So our created applications can be invoked through these event notifications. Exactly, you can create an event notification on S3 bucket to invoke the Lambda function whenever an object is created in the bucket. Alternatively, you can send events to Amazon Events Bridge whenever certain events happen in your bucket. Event Bridge can then invoke your Lambda function. I like it. I will get my team to create the required applications so we can get started. With your help, we can build our first data lake. Can you show me steps involved in building this solution? Let's accept the challenge and start building. This is how the architecture will look like and what we are going to do now. We are going to use Amazon S3 as the storage layer of a data lake. We are going to organize data into layers or zones in Amazon S3, then configure an S3 event notification to invoke an AWS Lambda function. Later, we're gonna create an Amazon Event Bridge rule to invoke the Lambda function. And after all this is done, we are going to create a second Eventbrite rule to invoke the lab function DIY processor Lambda function, upgrade the lab function DIY processor Lambda function's environment variables with S3 bucket names and names created in the lab, and later we are going to invoke the lab function data generator Lambda function and verify that a new SCV file has created in the consumption zone S3 bucket. So let's start practicing. AWS console is up and running. Let's go to S3 bucket. Create a bucket, row bucket, let's say 567, and take this in your notepad so we can easily remember. Create the bucket. Let's create another one. Consume bucket 567 and take this as a note and create bucket. So these are now ready. Select row bucket, properties, go down, event notifications, create event notification, processor event, properties, event notification. I just created the event, but I think I didn't capture it. I'm going to show you again. So it's processor event, put Lambda function, and you select the Lambda function data processor when creating. Processor event, put, here will be Lambda function, enter Lambda function. No, this will be choose from your Lambda function, and you are going to choose the Lambda function data processor and save the changes. So this is what I did. So now we are going to create event bridge. Here it is, and edit, turn it on and save the changes. Let's go to Lambda now. Lab function data generator, click on this one. Let's review the code to see how it works. Random, import pandas, collection. So it is generating a list, fake data, chart ID, random customer ID, product amount, product price. Okay, so let's go to configuration now. Environment variables, input bucket, edit. So we are going to replace the input bucket with the row bucket we just created and save. Now that is saved, let's go to test. Name test event, test event, private value, and save. There's the saving function here, save. We can test now. Let's go back to code and see it there. Execution results are here. I'm going to open another window so I can easily go between. This will be S3 bucket, and I'm going to see if the file has been generated, CSV file. S3 bucket. Let's go to raw bucket and see chart. This one is just created now. Now let's go to other page and lab functions, data processor, and this, let's go and review how it works. Os login bot, pandas is program file, raw data, file name, bucket, object name. I guess this is this function is generating a S3 bucket object that we CSV file that we just see. Now we are going to go to configuration. We see input and output bucket, and then replace with input and output. Put here raw bucket will be the input and consume bucket will be the output, and save. So let's go and create another data generator. We are going to now create another data and check if in S3 test again, and once it is generated, let's go to S3 bucket and refresh the page. Not yet. Wait a little. I think it's going to be only this file, so let's we need to download that. I'm going to select, and where is download? Here on the computer. Now I can open it, not new one, open downloads here, and product ID, price. This is showing all the 1000 data. Okay, let's go to event bridge now. Event bridge, and create event bridge rule, create a rule. Promotion app, and rule with an event pattern, and next. Let's put that together. AWS events or event partner, AWS events here, and simple storage, let's say S3. It's not showing here. Simple storage. Simple storage service. Let's see object created, because I don't have the other one. This was all wrong, I guess. I'm going to delete that. Previous, next. AWS events. Let's cancel this one. Create rule. Tab. Let's go down on this one. AWS services, simple storage service, Amazon S3 event notification. This will be specific events, specific bucket name. Let's get that bucket name. And specific event will be object created, and specific bucket name will be a row bucket that we just created, and next. AWS service, Lambda function will be, this will be promotion app. Okay, next, next, and create rule. Now the rule is created. Let's go to Lambda functions and go to functions, promotion app. We can see the event bridge is created, and in configuration we are going to again input and output bucket will be replaced, row bucket, and consume bucket. Save. Now let's go to functions and lab function. This is the data generator, and code test again. it's generated. Let's go to S3. Let's go from here, S3. Consume bucket, and we can see promotion data is also here. Once the other one is created. Now that all the tasks are finished, we will go to DIY section and consumption zone S3 bucket name. We need to create second Eventbrite. We need the consume bucket. This is the one that we are going to validate. But first we need to, let me take, anyway, I may need to go back to validate, but create a second Eventbrite rule to invoke the lab function DIY processor. Let's go to, I'm going to take that, okay. Update the lab function DIY process environment variables with S3 bucket names created in the lab. Invoke the lambda function that the lambda verify that new CSV file was created in the consumption zone S3 bucket. Now let's go to Eventbrite, Event Bridge, and we are going to create another rule. This will be name, let me check the name, aggregated data, let's go next. Events, here will be services, S3, simple storage service, event type, S3 event notification, specific event, specific bucket name, object created. Once the object is created in the raw data, raw bucket, here, next, AWS service. Did we select here something? Target type, Lambda. Target will be Lambda function. This one, DIY processor. And additional settings, I think we didn't do anything here. Next, next, and will be create the rule. Now on the other Lambda function page, let's go to the functions. DI processor, event is updated. We just need to change the configuration because we haven't updated this one. And raw bucket value and output will be this one, and save. Now just need to trigger an event which will be testing data generator, and let's test this one. Here, test. Once this is ready, we should be able to verify the code, verify the bucket. Now it's ready. Let's go to validation and validate. Yes, it's all done. I hope you enjoyed this practice. I will see you in my next video. Bye.